What is up, my friends? Happy Friday. It is Friday. It has been a long week. It has been a long day. And I wanted to hop on here and talk to you guys about taking the leap. Taking the leap. Because today I took a leap. You guys ever been cliff jumping? You know, it's like it's like you send your body spiraling into the unknown and you're not really sure where you're going to land or how long it'll take you to come back up for air. And there's always this moment right before you jump where your knees just like buckle and your stomach just dangling in your throat. And every fiber in your body just tenses up, just fighting you, begging you not to do it. Then suddenly, before you know it, there's nothing beneath you. There's nothing beneath your feet. And gravity is just having its way with you. And as you free fall into the abyss, you can't help but wonder, what the hell did I just do? I've had so many moments like that in my life, and I'm grateful for them now. It's those moments of risk and uncertainty and that courage in those moments that propel us forward and help us grow and evolve. And making that decision to jump is never easy. Feelings of fear and uncertainty are really powerful and hindering forces. But I've taken that leap many times. I remember, a few years ago, I stood on the ledge. My feet were planted firmly on the ground of a 9 to 5 job. I was working in government with solid benefits, some good dental work done, got some Ray-Bans, and it felt like a pretty promising path, but something came over me and I couldn't help myself. I peered over the edge, and what I saw was a beginning with no end. What I saw was a sea of unanswered questions. And what I saw was scary, but I jumped anyway. I quit my job. I packed up my essentials into a backpack, two backpacks actually, one on my chest, one on my back. And I hopped on a plane to Chiang Mai, Thailand. And I didn't look back. And I was no means an experienced traveler. Like I'd done trips to Cancun with the family, did the Euro trip, but nothing like venturing alone to a foreign country. And I'm not gonna lie, I was scared. There's a lot of what ifs, and yeah, a lot of what ifs are easy to imagine when you're faced with doubt. It's natural. I've feared that I would become homesick. I feared that I would get utterly confused and lost. I feared that I would get scammed, and more than anything, I feared for my safety. you know but I had this feeling deep within me guiding me and telling me I was making the right decision, and I followed my gut. And although some of those fears were realized, I got lost, I felt homesick, I was scammed. I would make that same leap over and over again, because doing so allowed me to become more confident in myself and in my abilities. It gave me the strength I needed to become my best self and to start learning to trust myself. And in that time, I initially left for 6 months. I ended up traveling for a year, all of Southeast Asia. And I learned to approach, complete strangers and strike up conversations. It led me to befriend some of the kindest and most inspiring locals and fellow travelers. I learned to eat, really eat. Pad see ew, banh mi's, pho, satay. And truthfully, I think any dish tastes better when you're hanging out on a street corner with motorbikes whizzing by, sitting in way too small of a pink plastic wobbly chair with your knees just like squished up against a table, and with the aroma and the smell of chili and lemongrass just wafting by. And I learned that I can navigate confusing public transportation systems and city streets without a lick of English. I've learned to get lost, to wander aimlessly down endless streets and alleyways, only to find myself on the brink of a river, surrendering to the tranquility and just falling in love with the very moment. I learned to say yes, even when I'm exhausted, to wake up at 5 a.m. and climb a thousand, a thousand stair steps. I think it was actually 1,000. If I'm going to be real specific, I remember one morning, 1,260 stair steps to witness this sunrise. And as the gray skies parted, the sky slowly transitioned into this blazing neon pink and just illuminating the cityscape. And it was freaking beautiful. And I've learned to open my eyes and see the world and the people living in it in a completely new way. I learned so much about myself and what I'm capable of. And I saw a glimmer of the kind of person that I want to be and the kind of life that I want to live. And I learned that that's attainable, you know, and that's really taught me to continue to take those risks in life and to continue to be open to uncertainty and to continue to trust my intuition, because I took a leap that during that time in my life, and since then I've continued to take leaps. I've been in jobs that, you know weren't completely fulfilling, and there's always this point where I'm excited and I'm ready to go, and I realize, like, hey, this isn't really the thing that I want for myself, and it's never easy to leave. I worked in government, I worked in homeless services, I worked in, I was a personal trainer. Um, I started my own business doing personal training online, and all of those things. Like, every time I would get to this precipice and I'd realize, okay, this has taught me what I need to learn in this moment, in this time in my life, and recognizing, like, when it's time to move on. And today was another one of those days. I've been in the sales world, online sales, for, nearly, I mean, over a year and a half. And it just got to a point where, hey, I wasn't happy, and I realized, as much as the place that I was at, the people I was surrounded with are absolutely amazing, and there's great opportunity there. And I was so fortunate to be amongst, you know, the people I was working with and being led by, some of the best leaders around, truly, truly, working for one of the best companies in the sales industry, probably honestly the top the top company. So many people are just like banging down our doors trying to work for us. And here I am sitting there going, am I really living my dream, or am I living someone else's dream? Is this mountain that I'm climbing? Is it really my mountain to climb? Because I feel like I'm pushing this boulder up a mountain, and I don't want to. I don't want it to collapse on me and flatline me into a pancake. And I had to make a pretty hard decision, which is, hey, like, life's too short not to follow your dreams. It is, it really is. And if you're not happy, you got to find the thing that is, and you got to learn to listen to your intuition. You got to listen. There's a voice inside of you. I think everyone really knows what they want, and they're just too afraid to admit it to themselves, or they don't really believe that they can have it and that they could be the person that they want to be. But if we can really learn to tune in and listen to that inner wisdom and start to make decisions that are more aligned with what makes us happy and what our high level values are, even if that road is a little unclear, to take the leap, to be willing to step into that uncertainty and embrace the unknown, because that's where opportunity arises. And I've learned to let go, to jump and embrace the fall, because not knowing where you'll land, well, that's the best part. So I just want to leave you with that today. If you're in a place right now where you're not happy or you want more, if you're questioning things, if you're drained and you're not putting your energy to the right use, then maybe it's time to take a hard look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, are you climbing the right mountain? Because when you look back at your life, when you're 80, 90, 100, what is it that you want to accomplish? Who is it? Who is that person that you want to be? And right now, are you living out the life and the lifestyle that's going to allow you to become that person? So think about that. And I'm out.